So a lot of times when people who are first time getting into business or thinking about getting business are actually confused about this word called return on investment. Sometimes their expectation is 20% is a good ROI. When I tell them that, look, 20% means that you will recover your money in 5 years, which you've invested. Oh, no, that's not good enough. Then I want a higher ROI. So they have a very confused thinking and positioning about the ROI. Return on investment is proportionate to the risk you carry in the business and the life of opportunity, which means that if life of opportunity is very long, even a lower return on investment is a good return on investment. For example, you're starting a healthcare, you're calling a hospital. Now this hospital is going to run for next 50 years, 100 years, right? Even if you're working on a 14-15% return on capital, it's a good ROI, right? But if you are starting a small business, which is has maybe 4 or 5 years of life, and you need to reinvest into that same business again, like say starting a small restaurant, but then you would need higher ROI. Like Trupati is saying she wants 65-70% ROI, which means that the business should pay off in about 14-15 months. The money should be out, and these are very high return businesses, and that means those businesses have to be very different. It can be professional services, it can be other services where you don't put too much of capital, you put small capital, but because you're putting your time, your return is coming faster. Say you start a consulting business, maybe you start with a 4, 5, 7 lakh rupees kind of investment, but you can get much faster and much higher return on investment. But it involves your time and energy and so on. But when you're putting a school, which would take 6-7 years to come down to optimum capacity, your ROIs would be lower. But ROIs is a very small determination of how big successful business would be. The bigger thing which has become now the question, if you see last so many years, we had a couple of years, we'll be hearing companies which are not even profitable are becoming so valuable, right? And the companies, conventional businesses which were ROI-centered businesses are failing. So today, it's very important that while you focus on incomes, but you also have to focus on building value. How do you build value in a business? That's also very, very important. Third, what is the long-term synergies in this business? What is the long-term viewpoint on that? Fourth, is it going to continue to solve the problem? Which means that there is a problem, like my business, Franchise India, I still feel that very strong. I'm 24 years in the business. I started with a very simple idea that I want to help people who want to start a business. And this is a problem which I think is even more stronger now than it was 24 years back. So 24 years, entrepreneurship was not so big, but now it is even more stronger. So if I see the business model of Franchise India is next for 2 decades, 3 decades, is going to be still strong because the business model or the problem we are trying to solve is very relevant. And sometimes the problem you're trying to solve in the business would not be so relevant in 3 to 4 years. So you need to really see what business you're choosing and is the problem which you're trying to solve would continue to be relevant over the time, right? So some businesses have that kind of impact. And overall, stakeholder satisfaction. That's also very important in the successful business. So business is successful, it should give you good return on investment incomes, it should build value, it should create a long-term viewpoint on that, it should continue to solve problem, and finally in the middle is the satisfaction it brings to you. You enjoy what you're doing. Some businesses are good, they give you good returns, but you don't enjoy working on that. You say you're a trading business, you just buy from somebody, trade it and sell it to entire thing. And there are so many traders who made so much of money, but you don't enjoy building that business up, right? You're just making incomes because you have to feed the family. But look at the enjoyment these startups do these days. And in the morning I had a pitch by a lady who started a startup, 18 years in working in IT. 18 years in IT. Started a startup, 2 years they've been working on the startup, and they're commercially not launched. 2 years of somebody who's 18 years IT professional starting a startup and not made a commercial success, which means that they have not sold anything at this moment. They're still at the ideation stage and raising fund. So 2 years of your life, you're still enjoying building something, every day going to a co-working place to really, or they have part of incubation center in Hyderabad, going every day and still enjoying that, but you're not seeing a commercial success because you enjoying building up that. So that's also very important that are you going to enjoy what you're going to do? Are you going to be excited to build this up? That's very, very important. So define what is your priorities. Thank you very much.